What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the Harry Potter open world RPG yet again. I've made quite a few of these videos in the past, and you guys have always seemed to really like them. I greatly appreciate all of your support. I really do. You guys have been absolutely awesome. And really quickly, before I jump into this video, I want to make note of our Discord. We've had a Discord for a while now. It's in the description below if you guys are feel like you want to join it. There's got an entire category all about Harry Potter. We've gotten a lot of people in the Batman, Rocksteady, Harry Potter group already in there. So if you guys are interested, definitely check it out. Now, this game has been a game we've talked about for a long time. Very excited for it. This game has that's the last video we did, right? This game has all the potential in the world to be enormous. Now, the thing that I guess goes with potential that we didn't even talk about in that video is next gen. So what's the plan? Is this game destined basically to be next gen? What are the pros and cons? All that kind of stuff. I'll walk you through kind of my mindset as to what I'm thinking. So I still think this game is real. I still think this, because I think the first thing a lot of people are going to ask, because you guys ask me in every single video, Harry Potter, this game is real. This game is going to be announced at Warner Bros. Online show whenever they do it, at the end of Phase 1, during Phase 1, whenever it is going to be. I think this Harry Potter game will be shown. I think it'll probably just be the trailer, and that's important. That is honestly important to note, because I don't think they're going to give us too much. You have to focus, as we've always said, you focus on one thing at a time, and I get that Harry Potter is a lot different than Batman, is a lot different than DC in general, and I get it. When you're as big as Warner Bros., you can promote different things at the same time, right? We see even them doing it with the Star Wars collection, right, with the Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, a Skywalker saga. We see them doing it there, and no doubt they're going to promote that while also promoting Batman, and like, who cares, right? They're not going to affect each other, but I still don't think Harry Potter is going to be talked about all that much. I think it will be. I think it's possible we see gameplay at some point, all that kind of stuff, but I think this game is around a year and a half out. I think this could be their fall 2021 game. I think it's a while out, but all that being said, that does kind of set into focus, well, what does it come out on? So what do we know? And I've said this in past videos, but a lot of you guys, you watch the specific videos, or some of you guys are brand new, and all of that is completely cool. So let me kind of summarize what I've talked about in different videos for you all right here. So we know Microsoft has said that they are going to have no Xbox Series X exclusives, okay? Their own games. So Microsoft published, the Microsoft Studios, right? Those games, any game that comes out on the Series X will also come out on Xbox One. So what does that mean? Gears, Halo, specifically like Halo Infinite, right? Games like that, any game published and developed by a Microsoft studio. So Microsoft has to own them. They have to be first party. They are guaranteed for the first 1 to 2 years. That's their words, not mine. I personally think they mean 2. I really do think you stretch it out. I don't think it'll mean 1. The first 1 to 2 years, they will come out on Xbox One. Now, Sony, we know, is kind of doing the same thing, although rumor has it that Sony is going to pick select games that they will not do that there will be select PlayStation, again, owned games that they make, that they publish, that they develop, that they will only have on PS5. Now, I like that strategy. I prefer that, and I've talked about that multiple times, right? That is what I prefer. That is what I want. At the end of the day, you need games to, like they have to differentiate themselves from each other in some way, and if they come out on PS4 and PS5, then why am I upgrading? I know Unreal Engine 5 and all these different things that have been shown. Like, I get it. I understand there's actually reasons, but in a larger perspective, a lot of people don't really care about that stuff, right? And people just want games, and I think the games are very important. So Sony's doing that. We've heard from loads. We've heard from Ubisoft. I think Square Enix has talked about it. Lots of different, and these are third-party publishers. They've all said that they don't see exclusive games for next gen for a while from their own companies. So I feel like I've definitely heard Ubisoft and Square Enix both say that don't expect next gen only games from us for a while, probably 1 to 2 years. So what do we have? We have basically every publisher under the sun. Obviously not everyone, but you can, I guess, infer. And if it's not true, then that's good news. I'm saying that this could be happening because of other stuff we've heard. If it turns out to not be true, that, in my opinion, for like the vision I have for next gen, that's actually a good thing, like for me, for how I want it. But how I see it is, I think for the first 1 to 2 years, at least one year, we are not going to have next-gen exclusives except for very, very specific games. Now, maybe that game, The Medium, the one that was shown on Inside Xbox, they literally said that it's not possible on current gen. So does that mean it's strictly only next-gen? I guess it'll be one of the very few. Same thing with PlayStation. Is there like a hidden Killzone game? There's rumors that there's a Killzone game they're working on. Do they choose that to be an exclusive only on PS5, not on PS4? Basically, what I'm saying is there's not going to be a lot of them. There's not going to be a lot of next-gen only games. So Harry Potter coming out next fall is difficult. I think, firstly, you have to try, and we can only try so hard, right, because we really don't know all that much. You have to figure out when it's coming out. Is this game a fall of 2021 game? Is this game a spring of 2021 game? Is this game into 2022? Is it that far away? Because the farther you go, the more likely it is that the game is next gen. Now, I think, no matter what, if the game comes out after December of 2020, I think it needs to have both versions. At the minimum, you can't but basically what I'm saying is you can't just have a current gen version. Now, some games will, sometimes like sports games, right? They keep them on current gen for like 2-3 years, right? I think we're going to move past that very, very quickly, but that's what I mean. So I think like January 2021 on, there's going to be a lot of games, and hopefully all the games that come out on PS4 are also PS5. There really shouldn't be a PS4 exclusive that's not on PS5 or an Xbox One exclusive that's not on Series X, right? That doesn't make really any sense because you're trying to sell the next gen. Everybody that's bought the current gen, you're going to get some more people still. The PS4 is selling incredible, so is the Nintendo Switch. But for the most part, you're moving on. You're trying to sell them on the next thing, right? So it doesn't make any sense for that to happen. So I do think you need to figure out when Harry Potter comes out. And that's just your own opinion. I personally think it'll probably be fall of 2021 because I see it as Batman is this fall. I see Rocksteady's game as next spring, maybe around the same time as Arkham Knight came out, so like May, June-ish. Obviously, Arkham Knight came out late June. And then I could see Harry Potter being that next fall. So every like 6 months, you kind of do it like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Could that be wrong? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I don't think it changes the central point of what I'm trying to say. I think that for the most part, I guess it kind of goes into a discussion of the potential is massive for Harry Potter, but one of the only negative things I'll really say about this game, as of right now, maybe there'll be worries when we see the game, but I'm so pumped up on this game, I really haven't said anything negative about it. The one thing I will say is, yes, it does have potential. Yes, it can be massive. Yes, all of those things are true, but if it's for current gen, as in right now, and next gen, it will limit itself. And now is that a cop-out thing? You could say that really we're stuck in the next couple of years that none of these games are going to technically fulfill their fullest potential because if you guys saw the Unreal Engine 5 demo, all that stuff, that's not going to happen for a couple of years. The developers need to get to that point, right? First-party developers may get there a lot faster. In fact, I think they will. But third parties, including the studio that's making Harry Potter, it's going to take them longer. So we're not going to get a truly revolution. But I guess that's the point of sequels, right? So like if we get, and I know that's crazy, like, oh my God, you're talking about the second game in the franchise that we don't even know if the first game exists. Yes, I am. If you don't like it, that's okay. But I really do see that. So you do Harry Potter, right? And then the second game in the franchise, that fully realizes next generation potential. That could be the game we're all hoping for. But at the end of the day, it is a huge jump from current gen to next gen. It is a big jump. Jeff Keighley has said it's a bigger jump than the last time. So from PS3 and Xbox 360 to PS4 and Xbox One, that jump was smaller than what we're about to get. We're about to get a bigger jump. That excites me. That's very, very exciting. I hope that is true. And I think it will be true. It'll take several years to really be able to discuss that it is true. I do think it'll take a while, but I do believe him. And so again, But even with that, like there's amazing games on current gen, right? Like Witcher 3 is absolutely incredible. Red Dead Redemption 2, these were made on these generations. So you could make the argument that maybe Harry Potter wouldn't fulfill its fullest potential on next gen. You could also make the argument that, Red Dead is fine. Uncharted 4 was fine. The Witcher 3 was fine. Dragon Age Inquisition, like all these games. I know I threw Uncharted in even though it's not an open world, but think of your favorite open world game so far. was possible in the past, so why wouldn't it be possible right now? You know what I mean? As to if this game will be only next gen, I don't think so. I think this game is most likely going to still be on current gen. I feel like it started development still too early before everybody kind of moved on to only next gen. And again, I think that's going to be a process that takes some time. I think I think games that have been in the works since like maybe 2019, maybe those will be the first games that are just for next gen, because you think like 3 years, then you think 2022 is when those games, most of them or even longer, they would come out. Those games are probably only next gen. But I think Harry Potter started long before that, so it's probably also current gen. Again, though, the longer it goes on, if it's into 2022, well, now you've had next gen for a year and a half, almost 2 years. Is it time to completely ditch the current, what we're in right now, the current gen? I personally think it is. It's obviously the developer and the publisher's choice to do that, but it'll be pretty interesting. I have full faith in Harry Potter. I have full faith it'll be on next gen, and in fact, that will be the system I get it on. So if it releases next fall, if it releases next spring, it releases in 3 years, 4 years, I mean, keep going. Whenever it releases, I'm getting it for next gen. That is my full plan. I don't know how big of a jump it'll be on next gen versus the generation we're in right now, but nonetheless, I'm very, very excited. So guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you think this game will be an only next gen game? Do you think it'll be on next gen at all? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Make sure, as always, you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel podcast now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And obviously, we're getting very, very close. Warner Bros. I'm recording this early, so if Warner Bros. Has done something like incredible, I haven't seen it yet. But I do think Warner Bros. Will do this show very, very soon. We will get the Harry Potter announcement very, very soon. When that happens, we're gonna have just the greatest party on this channel for Batman, for Rocksteady, for Harry Potter. It'll be the greatest trio of all time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on those videos.